Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to talk about how we can automate tasks on Linux operating system using cron jobs. So what are cron jobs? Cron jobs can help you automate tasks at any point of time that you want to run. So let's suppose you want to run a task every minute, every hour at 5:45 a.m., p.m. or any specific time and date. You can specify that using a concept called as cron jobs. So let's understand how we can configure cron jobs on Kali. So in order to configure cron jobs, we have a specific tool called as cron tab. So let's understand how we can create our own cron jobs. So every user on Kali Linux has its own cron jobs, and we can specify and we can try to run our own cron jobs using a command called as cron tab. So we'll run this command cron tab. We'll specify -e to edit the cron job for any specific user. So as you can see that we are currently logged in as root user. So as of now, because I'm the root user, I'm trying to edit my own cron jobs using cron tab -e command. Let's hit enter, and now you will find that inside the cron job of root user. So for now you can see that there is a particular cron job stored on this particular machine. So I'll show you how to create your own cron jobs. First of all, the first thing that you have to provide here is the minute. On my Kali, it's currently 12:05. So it's 12:05. So 5 is the minute. So over here, let's say if I want to run my script at 12:10, so I will specify number 10 here. So let me mention it like this, 10. So this 10 means I am currently specifying the minute. The second position over here specifies the hour. Hour means like currently it's 12, so I can specify 12 here. If I want to run my script at 3 p.m., then I'll specify 15 here. If I want to run my script at 9 p.m., then I can specify 21 here. So according to the hour, you can specify the hour over here using the 24-hour clock. After that, next step is to specify the day of month. So let's say I want to run my command or my cron job at any specific day, like 5th of any month. So I can specify 5 here. Like let's say I want to run the command at every day, then I can specify asterisk. So asterisk over here means I want to run my command every day of month. You already are familiar with the concept of asterisk. Asterisk means every combination. Then next is for the month. So you can specify at which month you want to run. So month can be written something like this, like Jan, Feb, or something. Or we can also specify numeric like 5. 5 for May, 10 for October, and so on and so forth. So for now, again, I'll replace it with asterisk because I want to run my script at every month. So this script will be running every month, every day at 12:10. And the last value that you have to specify here is the day of week. So which day you want to specify or run this command. Let's say you want to run a command every Sunday. So you can specify 0 or you can specify 7. So 0 or 7 is for Sunday, and starting from 1 to 6 is for Monday to Saturday. Also, you can specify something like this as well, like SUN for specifying Sunday. So for now, in this example, I'll be choosing it as asterisk. Now, after that, you have to put a space and now provide the command which you want to run. So let's suppose that I want to create a file at 12:10, or you want to, let's say, update your system using apt update command, or anything that you want to do, you can do that using any command. So for now, in order to see a proper example of it, let's try to create a file. So I'll specify touch, and I will tell that in which location I want to create the file. So let's create a file in the desktop location with the name as cron.txt. Also, let's specify double and operator, and you are already familiar with this double and operator. It helps you to run two or more commands at same time. So let's specify another command which is mkdir and with the name as dir1. So we are creating basically two things, and let me specify the location where I want to create it. So I'll create again in the desktop of the root user. So this is the complete command. I'm first of all creating a file in the this location, and then I'm creating a directory at this location. So once these commands are going to execute at 12:10. So currently it's 12:08, and now we just need to wait for a minute or so, and then this command will execute. So when you will be running the crontab-e command first time at your machine, it will ask you that in which editor you want to open. So make sure you choose Nano Editor, as you know it's very easy. But yes, you have an option of choosing Vim Editor also. So you can choose wisely, because next time it is not going to ask you. So once all these changes are made, let's save the file. So currently we are using Nano Editor, so I'll press Ctrl S and then I will press Ctrl X to exit. Now, this is the desktop. Now, this is the desktop of the root user. So let's wait for now, or we can just move to the desktop directory also. And over here, let's run the ls command. As you can see, you do not have anything available on the desktop as of now. So we'll wait for a few more seconds, and once it is 12:10, you will find a directory as well as a file created over here on the desktop of the root user. So let's wait and we'll see that the files has been created over here on the desktop, as you can see now. And if I hit the ls command, you will find a file has been created and also a directory has been created here. So this is how you can run multiple commands. You can automate them according to the time, but make sure your machine should be running. If your machine is not running at that specific moment, then your commands will not work. So make sure your machine is up and running, and then you can specify a timeline, and on the basis of that, your Kali is going to execute the command. Now, if you want to see the cron jobs for any user, you can use a command. Let's say for now you want to see the cron jobs for your user, you can use this command, which is crontab-l. It will list the cron jobs available for this user, which is root. But let's say if you want to see the cron jobs of any other user, then you can use this command -u for user, and then you can specify the username. After that, you will find that there is something mentioned for this user as well. So crontab-l for showing the or listing the cron jobs for any user using -u option. Also, on your Kali machine, there is a specific location where you can have common cron jobs. So that location is inside the etc folder. There is a file called as crontab. This is a common file which contains the information of common cron jobs. But over here, after typing the timeline, make sure you provide the username from whose behalf you want to run this command. And only root user has the capability of editing this specific file. So make sure once you are the root user, you can come to this file and specify your cron jobs, and then also specify from which user you want to run these commands. Now, creating cron jobs is not that much difficult, but yes, you can still use a website that can help you to create cron jobs very easily. So you can open the browser, and over here, let's search for a website called as crontabgenerator.com. Okay, let's just search for cron tab. Okay, so there's a hyphen in between, and it's not .com, it's .org. So yes, we should remember the URL. It's crontab-generator.org. So let's open this website, and it's very easy to use this website to create cron jobs. You have different options in minutes, hours, day of month, and day of week. You can specify at which specific moment you want to run the command. Either you can choose from this menu, or you can choose from this drop down. So for now, I'll choose something random. so that we can see how it runs our command. So I've just selected odd minutes, odd hours, and in the day of month I selected 5th of April, and then in day of week I mentioned Monday to Friday. Now over here you can specify what command you want to run. So let's say I specify apt update command with -y option, so that it will not ask you anything, because cron jobs always want complete commands. If you do not provide the complete command, then it will cause problem for you and the command will not be executed. So once everything is done, you can click here and you will find this cron job line where it's mentioned that what all things you can specify in order to run the command. But you can see there are something mentioned in the end of this line, which I'm going to show you and explain you in the next video, where we are going to talk about how we can manage standard output, standard input, and standard error using these symbols which are mentioned in the end of this line. This is very important, that when you're using cron jobs, you can mention how we can manage input, output, and error. So that is what we are going to cover in the next video. But for now, what you can do is you can simply copy this whole line, come to your cron job, and simply paste it. So I can come here, I can just open the cron jobs again using the cron tab -e command, and then in the end or in the beginning, anywhere, you can just come and paste this line and save it and exit it, and whatever thing you have mentioned, the command is going to execute at that specific moment. Also, if you do not want any cron job to run, you can come here and comment it. I told you the comments concept in the last videos when we were discussing about the SSH configuration. So if you do not want your cron jobs to be running, you can come here and comment them by adding a hash in the beginning of it. Just save it and exit it. Now, if you want to list it, you can just use the list command and you will find that all the cron jobs are now commented.
If you want to join the live practical focus training on Kali Linux, then you can contact us on the number shown on the screen.